Hey everyone, welcome to Sorting Myself Out. My name is Ryan, and today I want to talk to you about intention and attention. As human beings with developed frontal lobes, we have the unique ability to place our attention on an area that we intend. So that means that our prefrontal cortex creates an intention. It says, I want to focus on the sensation of my hands. And voila, all of a sudden I am hyper aware of all the minute feelings that are going on in my hands. Likewise, this is where all meditations are developed out of, whether it be a mantra, a prayer practice, a Vipassana meditation where you're just focusing on your breath, or whether it be a walking meditation or whatever it is, whatever kind of meditation or self-inquiry you're doing, you're using those frontal lobes to place an intention, to put out an intention, and because of that intention, your attention gets focused on that area. And when we repeat that act over and over again, it strengthens the synaptic connections between neural circuits in our brain, which allows us to create habits that we want, right? Because 98% of our activities as human beings are unconscious, meaning that we're not aware of most of the functions that are going on in our brain, our body, or around us in our environment. We are just processing, they say, 10 billion bits of information per second, and we're only retaining a small fraction of that consciously. We're only really aware of so much. So because our bandwidth of conscious awareness is small, we need to be very mindful about what we intend to keep in the forefront of our minds. So when we want to create a habit, whether it be a goal that we want to accomplish, like doing a morning routine, waking up at a certain time, reading, doing yoga, meditating, exercising, or whether it be trying to get a new job and creating the proper circuitry that allows us to have the correct attitude and skill set for that job, we want to be very mindful of our intention. If we have the right intention and it's strong enough, our attention will naturally go in that direction. What that means is there's this term called pre-programming, and what that really means is that if we can pre-program ourselves for what we want, and if we do that with a lot of focus and generative energy, then it's subsequently going to naturally unfold for us because we have put in the energy up front. It's like creating an automated system. All in this day and age, we all know about the phenomenon of automation, where you can preload things in a computer or a system for it to automatically run. Well, our brains work that way as well. If you preload an intention by journaling, by focus, visualization, the future authoring program that Jordan Peterson created, if you really focus on an intention, your subsequent attention is naturally going to flow in that direction. So what that means is that it really does matter the time that we take to visualize and plan. It makes a huge difference for the rest of our brain. The prefrontal cortex is regulating and directing the rest of the brain to do activities. And those activities look like the limbic system's emotional regulation. It looks like the whole regulation of your autonomic nervous system, whether you feel calm and relaxed or sympathetically aroused, anxious, fearful, angry, etc. All these states of being are regulated by that prefrontal cortex activity. So it's very important that we focus on things with our conscious attention. We create these intentions of what we want in our lives. That's why things like morning rituals are so powerful. If I wake up in the morning and I just look at my phone and I watch YouTube videos and I just let my brain run on autopilot, I'm not likely to move in a conscious direction in my life where I'm focused on specific goals that I want to accomplish. I'm more likely just to keep doing automatic patterning and not go anywhere. Nothing will change. And that's perfectly fine if you don't want anything to change. As a matter of fact, automatic patterning both works for us and against us. It works for us because once we create a new automatic habitual brain habit, well, that was redundant. Once we create a new brain habit, we are able to just let that happen. Now, because I've done my morning routine so many times, and because at one point I used all that conscious intention and attention, now the attention goes to it automatically. So the unconscious processes of my psyche just do it. Whereas at first you have to do a lot of work up front. It can also obviously work against you because habits that we don't want, whether it be an addiction or a negative emotion or a negative state of reacting to the environment, those are all things that can also become habitual and automatic. So we have to really pay close attention to what is it that we want to create in our lives. And we have to take responsibility for the fact that we have a lot of say in the states of mind and brain that we create. Now, I will admit that there are certain people who have neurological issues or psychological troubles that make it more difficult. However, we have seen over and over again through the research that we have the ability to transform and create new patterns, new habits, and new ways of being through our intent. So I hope this was a helpful video, and that's what I'm thinking about today. I'm thinking about the conscious ability for me to direct my intention and attention and how that works in my favor over the long term.